Hey guys, I'm Jeremy Pang, and this is Create and Make a mystery box of random produce. Great stuff for any meal. Now, I have no idea what is in my Create and Make bag here. I'm gonna take a look. I have some mixed herbs, some chopped tomatoes, hearty pasta. Whoa, now that is a solid vegetable. Butternut squash, some tomato paste, good. Garlic, all-purpose seasoning. Oh, what's in here? Paprika, coriander, mustard, onion powder. Ooh, loads of flavour from that. And some chickpeas. Great, packed full of protein. Right, well, I'm going to start off with the pasta because it's going to take about 10 to 12 minutes to cook the pasta before I then pop it into the sauce. Next up, let's deal with the butternut squash because it's quite chunky. And you can see from my hands here, trying to keep myself safe, my left hand is what I call a crab because my legs are always bent. And then my right hand is what does the hard work and slices through. I'm just going to top and tail it. You can then peel your squash quite easily from there. Now, butternut squash, or a lot of root vegetables actually, can be quite hard to cut. So if you don't have the confidence, you're not quite sort of there with your knife skills yet, then just ask a parent or an adult to help you out. If you are cutting it, it's always easier to cut it in half first, so that each half is nice and stable before you cut the rest. Now I'm going to go for relatively good chunks of this squash. And I'm just going to do rough wedges of my squash, like so. I've got a couple of cloves of garlic. You just want to lightly bash those and then take the skin off. Nice rough chop of the garlic, or if you've got a crusher you can use that too. And the rest of the flavour is going to come in from the herbs and spices. I've got my hob on a medium to high heat. And again, with any sort of cooking like this, if you need help, always ask an adult. Now, cooking a sauce like this, you don't need a lot of oil at all. 1 to 2 teaspoons is all you need. And that's just to sort of sear the garlic and any other veg that you're cooking. Once your oil is hot enough, you can add your butternut squash, start to cook that through along with your chickpeas and your garlic. Your squash goes in. So to cook your squash at this point, it's going to take at least 6 to 8 minutes. Fry that through. You can use a little bit of your pasta water to help cook it a little bit quicker. Next, your garlic. I leave my garlic to this point so it doesn't burn. And I'm still on a medium heat here. Just mix that through. And now it's time for your flavour. And this all-purpose seasoning has some great flavour from the coriander powder and paprika, some mixed herbs. I quite like these herbs and spices to go in now so that they kind of wrap themselves around my squash and my chickpeas for added protein. I'm going to turn the heat up a little and then just fold those chickpeas in. And as soon as those herbs go into the pan, you'll smell the flavour. Roughly a teaspoon of the tomato paste. Not too much. It can be quite concentrated, very strong in flavour. Don't want to overpower it. We've got those actual tomatoes going into the dish in a second. When you're cooking your chickpeas, you want them to sort of get well heated around all the edges before you add any liquid. And we're going to get a lot of liquid from the tomatoes themselves. So give this a couple of minutes. Tomatoes can now go in. Give that a gentle stir through. And similarly to the sort of concentrated flavour of the tomato paste, a little trick when you're cooking pasta sauces is to use the actual pasta water to create more sauce, but make sure it's not too strong. Let that bubble away, medium heat, 10 to 15 minutes, and you're good. Now, as I'm clearly running out of space in my frying pan, I've just drained my pasta through, and I'm going to use the pasta pan to finish this off, so there's enough space for my pasta to mix into that sauce too. If you want to check whether your butternut squash is cooked, it should be soft enough that a teaspoon can just cut straight through it. At that point, your pasta can get mixed in. Really simple, nutritious cooking. Oh, that veg. I can't wait for the kids to try.